Top 50, the true 50 greatest MCs. Akumo D. It's the book, legendary rapper from old school. Let's get into it. We're going to start with number 50. You had Just Ice, the original gangster. Just Ice. Let's get into it. My choice is nice. My grip is vice. Precise just ice. Rocking parties 9 years of my life. It's a new conceptual, highly intellectual. Only for me because it is genetical. I've always frustrated when I see lists of the greatest MCs and Just Ice is not included. This is according to Kumo D. This is his words. Everything I will say will be according to Kumo D's words and what he says. This is his book. All right, as I continue on, this is one of the many reasons I decided to write this book. This is a Kumo D talking, not me. I'm speaking on the words of Kumo D. This is what Kumo D said when he put this book together. He said, if Just Ice isn't on your list of MC greats, you don't know what an MC is. Just Ice, aka Sir Vicious, is one of the hip hop's first authentic intellectual thugs on wax. He's also one of the first MCs to mix the reggae style rhyming into hip hop. He's also one of the first MCs to infuse the doctrine of the 5% nation, science and mathematics on wax, presenting my wisdom in a different form. We can spit how science making knowledge born. When I approach my advisory, I'm coming strong, from knowledge to cipher, then releasing my bomb. Like many MCs, Just Ice had the unfortunate task of trying to stay true to the root laws of MCing, trying to sustain a successful career in the music industry. As usual, when trying to bring an unfamiliar art form to the masses, success relies heavily on the taste buds of ignorant consumers. Principles of business always force the hand of the artist to make certain compromises. Just Ice made none. Outside KRS one would be hard pressed to find another MC that fed fans a strict diet of beats and rhymes. If you search the 7 hours of Just Ice, you'll find an MC where only focus is to rock the mic. By no means does this means that he wasn't trying to make hits. In fact, with Toya Cole getting done, and way back we're going are hits in the world of hip hop circles. However, he like many other true MCs did not have the fortune of mainstream radio success. Fortunately, from the mid to late 80s, Just Ice reign, black radio and pop radio had major campaigns against rap music. This in conjunction with his being on a small independent label, Sleeping Bag Fresh Records, made it almost impossible for a hardcore MC like Just Ice to see any light, only the love of the true hip hop fans, combined with Just Ice's love for the art of MCing, what made it possible for him to have the level of success he achieved. So what Kim D did, he gave like grades and stuff like that, ratings and total scores for certain things that deals with the MC, what his MC is. Thanks for 10 people tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. I just read about Just Ice. This is Just Ice right here. Just Ice. This is who Kumo D had as in the top 50 list of great MCs. True Kumo D. Just Ice. This is number 50. So what he did was he gave a grade. He just gave like scores for Just Ice. Like for strength, aggressive. Just Ice always attacks a track. One of the few MCs that is never subordinate to the track. His weakness was over-aggressive. Sometimes he's so hyped and so attacking that he becomes inaudible. Favorite record, Kool Getting Dumb and the Hip Hop Gangster, Kool and Deadly. Favorite LP from Kumo D. So originality, he gave Just Ice a 90. He said he came from an era where you created your own persona and it had nothing to do with anyone else's persona other than the fact that maybe everybody was rhyming a certain way. The cadences may have been the same. But Just Ice created his own cadence and he created the gruff voice attack with the mic. Concepts, he gave Just Ice an 80 Kumo D. He's a very pretty conceptual MC. He didn't have a one-note song selection, so by the time he started making music, he was pretty conceptual. At number 85 was for versatility. He could use multiple flows. He could take it high speed or slow it down. Records like Latoya Cole Getting Dumb were coming from two different planes. One was a story about a girl, and the other was just straight rhyming. He was a versatile MC based on what versatility meant at that time. Just Ice was the first guy that he heard use a huku. I use the word haiku. Haiku. I didn't even know what haiku means. The vocabulary, he gave him a 9 for vocabulary. Substance, he gave a 90, no, an 80. He talked about street issues. He didn't go as far as Millie Mel or Chuck D with it, but Justice always did have a edge to him. Substantive edge to him. Wasn't frivolous in terms of his rhyme style, what he chose to talk about. The flow, 70. Justice came straight at you, straight ahead. You knew what you were getting. He didn't particularly care for shifting gears or getting into colorful flows, even though he did play with it a little bit. Flavor, 70 straight at you, just like did not play around on the mic. It wasn't about trying to be funny. He went right at you. Freestyle ability, gave him a 60. Just like I said to me one time, he does freestyle. He's one of the lyrical sees that pride himself on writing rhymes. In a lot of cases, a lot of old school cats didn't freestyle the same way. There are a few, but for the most part, most didn't really get down with the freestyle too tough. Vocal presence, 85. As soon as Justice hit the mic, you knew who it was. A lot of times you might not hear it. It would be a little inaudible if he got really, really excited, got on a roll. But for the most part, his voice suddenly absolutely had some resonance to it. You knew it was him. For live performance, he gave a 75 for live performance. The focus, truthfully, was about rocking the crowd, not too much on the call and response side. Hip hop got into a traditional position where it went from just rocking parties to having records. And having records meant having hits. Sometimes not having a lot of hit records could make your show not go up so well. But Justice did his thing in spite whatever was going on in the climate. Poetic value, he gave 70. Justice was much more rhyme than poetry. Used the word haiku and talked about things being poetic, but he basically was a rhymer. He rhymed straight at you, straight forward, straight ahead. It was more about the rhyme than the poetry. Body of work, 75. Justice has a more extensive body of work than most people know about. He has 6 or 7 albums. His more popular albums are the earlier albums, and then his record company, Select, went out of business. Even though the small label that he had, he still managed to have hit records and still managed to do his thing on the rhyme side, record after record. Industry impact, a 60. Usually when you're on a small label, it's very hard to make any kind of impact in terms of getting accolades. Grammys or any of the awards except for real authentic hip hop fans. Most people don't know who Justice was. For a social impact, 60. Once again, Justice didn't get a chance to make that much of a social impact because a lot of rappers at the time were just looked at as rappers and people didn't respect us. They didn't know what we were talking about or where we came from. So it was very, very hard to make a social impact in those circumstances. And then longevity, he gave it 50. Justice actually lasted longer than people understand. But he did have at least 5 years of notoriety. Once again, because of small label and a lack of marketing and promotion. It's really hard to see the longevity for what it's worth. At number 85, that's 85 was for lyrics. Justice is absolutely a lyrical MC. There's no argument. If there's one thing that his strong point is his lyrics along with his vocabulary. Number 60, battle skills. Most people wouldn't even test Justice. There was a little situation where he dissed Curtis Blow on the remix of Kool Getting Done. I guess that was based on Curtis Blow using his beat or something to that effect. But for the most part, Justice is not a battler. He punch you in the face or beat you down before he actually battle you on the mic. That doesn't mean he couldn't do it. He just didn't do it. So he gave him a score of 1,245, 73.2 was average score. Right, so that's it for the top 50 going to Kool D. The True 50 Greatest MCs by Kool D. Justice was number 50. This is Justice right here. So that's it, man. I come back about 8:30. 8:15. And do one Mac 10. So till then, talk to you soon.